Hello, everyone, and welcome back to T-Shirts and Tea Tuesdays, guys. Listen, guys, I am so excited to be here with you. It feels like it's been forever. I don't know why it feels like that. It feels like it's been like a while since I have said hello to everyone, and since I have been on this platform. I don't know why it feels that way. But anyways, I'm so excited to be back here, guys. This is our second to last week. Next week will be our last week for season 3, and then we'll be off on 5 weeks for vacation and be back for season 4, August. So I hope you guys are ready for that. And if you guys have not already heard, we are having a wonderful girlfriends conference in Los Cabos, Mexico. So this show, we're bringing all of the members of the Real Ladies of Real Estate to the platform. And we are going to talk about all things real estate and construction, guys. We need to know what is going on in this industry so that we can all be prepared for that. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and cover some house rules that, like we always do. In case this is your first time watching, my name is LaShawn Rush. I am the president and CEO, founder of Black Heritage Enterprise Marketplace, also known as BEMP Corporation. And T-Shirts and Tea Tuesdays is one of our live shows, and it's a division that we put in place to support Black businesses. Okay, so guys, we bring Black business excellence to you. We bring products and things of that nature. So we hope that you all have been enjoying our show. In the meantime, in between time, guys, we ask that you would like and share our page. Please join us in hitting that notification bell at the bottom so that every time we go live for T-Shirts Tea Tuesdays, you will get a notification to tune in with us. And also, if you are on YouTube, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this show with your friends and family members. Guys, we are super excited to get ready. I hope that you have your teacups ready, because this tantalizing, effervescent acumen is going to be lit, okay? And so, guys, stay tuned for this brief commercial, and we'll be right back. Okay. Hello, everyone. Okay, so as you all can see, we have some of the real ladies of real estate in the room with us this evening. And so I am going to let each one of these ladies introduce themselves, because, guys, these ladies are absolutely phenomenal, honey. When Angela Myler said phenomenal woman, these are the ladies that she had in mind. Okay. So with that being said, are you ladies ready to introduce yourselves? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let me see.
Yes.
Okay.
I think our mics were muted. I know mine was.
Okay. So I think what we can do is we'll start with the visionary for the Real Ladies of Real Estate. You guys have known her on the show. Okay. You have seen her on the show. She's a friend of the show and the CEO and founder of the Pink Heart Hats Construction LLC. Can you please welcome me, join me in welcoming Miss Sasha Ivy to the platform? And can you please turn your camera so they can see your picture?
You
Katie,
said,
turn your phone horizontal so they can see your picture.
for me?
Yep, there we go. Excellent. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. Sasha, do you have headphones? Because there's a feedback.
No, I don't have any headphones.
Okay. She said no. Okay, so we could go ahead and get started. Sasha, can you introduce yourself and let all the people know who you are? Just in case we have some newbies.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sasha Ivy, the founder of Pink Heart Hats Construction, female owned and operated minority construction company.
Yes. All right. Next up, right next to Sasha, we have Miss Coretta Benton. Miss Coretta, can you let the people know who you are?
Hey, family. This is Coretta Benton. I am a realtor with Combs Premier Realty Group here in Orlando, Florida. And welcome.
Hey, y'all so beautiful tonight. In case I didn't tell y'all all of this beauty, honey. And then up in I guess that would be my right-hand corner is Miss Inger Barnes. And we are going to let her introduce herself as well.
Hi, everybody. My name is Inger Barnes, and I'm a real estate agent as well in Orlando. But we're licensed in Florida, both Coretta and I, so we can do all of Florida. So my company is Realty Executive Gallery Properties in downtown Orlando. And I'm so happy to be here and to share my knowledge as well as absorb knowledge like everyone else.
Yes. Okay, and last but not least is in the middle, Miss Katie Brooks. Miss Katie, can you let the people know who you are?
Hi everybody, my name's Katie. I am a multifamily real estate investor and I primarily focus on HUD and private industry fund acquisitions. I also teach people how to finance their first multifamily property 100% using those strategies. And thank you, LaShawn, for having me here.
You're so welcome. Guys, listen, we have one more person that will be in soon, and y'all already know her. She's also a friend of the show, Miss Dawn Marie Haynes. Guys, listen, I hope y'all saw that commercial. I hope y'all saw that beautiful water with those beautiful luscious palm trees. Did y'all see that? I'm just wondering if I was the only one that saw that. Okay, so tonight we are going to be talking about Los Cabos, Mexico, honey. Yes. The Real Ladies of Real Estate is doing it, guys. We are doing it in collaboration with Life Lux Jazz. We also had the founder for Life Lux Jazz on the show. Believe it was the last show in the month of May. And her name is Diane. Guys, I hope that you were there because we spilled a lot of tea with that show. In case y'all don't know what our definition of tea is, even though you do need to have your teacups ready, it's tantalizing, effervescent, acumen. We always bring it. So we hope that y'all are ready tonight for this tea, honey. This tea. And guys, listen, we're going to talk about Los Cabos, Mexico, our girlfriends conference for Mexico in November. Please mark your calendars for November 3rd through November 8th. It is all inclusive, honey. All you can eat, all you can drink, all of the good stuff. Not to mention, we get to ride on yachts and play golf and go to the spa and do a little bit of shopping. And all while we work, guys. So we're going to be working, but we're going to also be playing, and we're going to be playing real hard. So I hope y'all are ready for that. We're going to be discussing Los Cabos tonight, and we're also going to be discussing this real estate industry. Like, what is going on, ladies? What's going on with the real estate industry? I've heard people say, like last year, I've heard economists talking about the real estate industry and how at some point, we're going to be like we were back in 2008 when the market crashed, and homes are going to be up and they're going to be, up for grabs, and people are going to be able to buy houses. But we are seeing something completely different with this industry due to COVID. I mean, they've had shortages and supplies for construction. And Sasha, I'm sure that you can speak a lot to that. And I'm sure that you ladies, I mean, we've even had conversations where people sold their houses and have nowhere to live after selling their homes because it's such a shortage. So we need to get down to the nitty gritty. This is what we do on this show. We want our people to be prepared for this real estate industry. So ladies, can y'all bring us the tea light? Let us know what's going on. Who wants to start?
Well, I'll start. I have a lot of customers say, "Oh, we're going to just wait to buy a house. We're going to wait. This can't last too long. It's going to be just like the one in the early 2000s. It's going to burst." And I tell them all the time, this one is different. It's not based on people getting no doc loans and things like that like it was before. This is actually based on people having, fair to great credit, still being able to buy homes. And there's a shortage of homes right now due to COVID. When it started last year, people, companies were closing down, people working from home. So then therefore you had a shortage of supplies. Remember, we couldn't find toilet paper, paper towels, and it just escalated everything else. So now we're trying to recover, but it's hard to come back to manufacturing materials. So that's what's happening. That's what's happening. But it's a strong market. It's a very strong market.
Yeah. I know I went to Starbucks the other day, and I forget what it was. Oh, I ordered oatmeal, and they usually put like the agave syrup in the oatmeal. But then I was like, well, what happened to my oatmeal blend? And the manager was like, listen, we are out of so many different things. Like, you can come in here randomly, just throw some mud on the wall, and it'd be like, do you have peaches, peach syrup? They're like, no, but we do have XYZ. She was saying that, I guess, with the ship that got stuck in the Nile or whatever, how that shortage was, that they still haven't caught up from that yet. Yeah. And that was just like a few days. So then I have a cousin who also just purchased a home through the NACA program. And I'm sure, Katie, you know a lot about NACA as well as Sasha, but she went through the NACA program. And fortunately for her, they started building her house before COVID. So a lot of her supplies were already accounted for, but the real estate agent who was assisting her with buying her home was saying, like, people who bought homes prior to that time are in good shape. The people that are coming now after, they're selling houses for like $50,000-$60,000 more because of the shortage. So I'm just like completely blown away. In addition to that, I've heard that people are buying houses for $30,000 and $40,000 more than what the market value, the fair market value is. So like, this is really scary. Can y'all tell us, like, what else have you been seeing in the real estate industry that's been like completely different from what you've experienced in the past?
I think I'm sorry, Miss Sasha.
Sasha's.
You're on mute, Sasha.
Okay. As far as construction, materials have skyrocketed. So I don't even include materials. I just do labor costs now because right now, some of my projects I schedule 2 months out. And it's no way I can include the materials in there because it's no telling what they'll be by the time we start the project. So everything is just skyrocketed.
Oh my God. Katie, what were you going to say?
I was going to say that I think the difference is this time opposed to before, because I look at everything from the stance of like economics and how business cycles work. Because before, when you had a recession, we were in a place where we were allowing, well, we weren't, the government was allowing businesses to fail, which is a good thing. Businesses should fail because that's just the natural ebb and flow of business. The consumers are the ones who decide where they want to put their money, and they vote with their dollars. If something is a bad product, they're able to walk away and not spend their money there. That's just a natural thing within the economy. So if you create shortages, you create a shortage in labor and manufacturing and goods, but flood the market with money and stimuluses and subsidies to these businesses, and they aren't having to actually deal with the consequences of not being able to sustain themselves during economic downturns, you have this situation. So everyone has money, and there's not enough goods or not enough inventory and all that to actually maintain this. So you have corporations who normally they would probably be hurting right now, but not with the subsidies, the grants, all that in the name of COVID. And there's a lot of economists that are talking about how really all of these grant subsidies and so forth is welfare for the rich, because they're all going into these corporations, into these large manufacturing processing plants, even farms. Like you got the McCormicks, the Tysons, all these big farms. A lot less is going to the small mom and pops. It's going to corporations. So they're staying afloat. They're not able to. They're not failing. They're not participating in the natural economic ebbs and flows. So they are coming out on top, which is why they have all this extra money to buy up neighborhoods, to buy homes, and to acquire them, and then just to rent them out, because they know that real estate is sustainable. Real estate's always going to be sustainable. But they know that this situation and the false security that the government is putting within people by giving them stimulus, by giving them all this extra money, people are really participating more, in my opinion, in creating more of a divisional financial and wealth gap now. And that's just my personal opinion.
Katie had just brought the tea. I think we all need to sip.
Yeah, that's serious right there.
Go, Katie.
From a consumer perspective, and I do a lot of new construction. So what a lot of builders are doing now is they are actually having buyers sign an addendum to release the appraisal contingency on a home. So what that means is, say a home normally would have sold for $300,000. They say, okay, we want the highest and best, so submit your highest and best offer. Now a lot of them are only taking cash and conventional. So that means if the house was $300,000 and the highest person said, I'll pay $400,000, they're expecting you to come up with that extra $100,000 in cash above your loan. And some people are so desperate for existing homes, they have to move at some point or another. They're not only waiving the appraisal contingency, they're waiving the inspection contingency on these homes as well. Not everybody, but some of them are willing to do that. So, I mean, you've seen on HGTV the shows where they buy these homes with no inspection. They get in there and they find all kinds of stuff. So, it's just really a crazy, crazy time now.
I think preparation is key. Oh, I'm sorry, sis. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I want to hear.
I was going to say that I think preparation is key. And this is with everything. A lot of the homes that I'm renovating right now, we ordered, Viking kitchen appliances in December, knowing that it was going to arrive in May. So we ordered that. We ordered the cabinets. We ordered the floors, knowing that everything would take place in May. And in the month of May, in the first week of June, I knew everything was going to be arriving. So I was able to put everyone on hold. I had my electrician ready. I had my plumber ready. I had everything ready. So I'm planning all of my jobs 4 months to 5 months in advance. And it gives me time to finish other jobs, pick up another job, and let them know that, yes, so that we're not in this predicament Let's order everything now. So I've also found that it's nice to clone yourself. So I've cloned myself.
Come through, dog. I love it.
That's
I could be in
cute.
two places. We could be in two places at once.
I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. I've heard like a couple of different things, but before I get into my questions, I wanted to hear what Coretta had to say.
I honestly was just going to piggyback on what Inger had to say, because we're probably seeing some of the same things. I do have clients who are willing to waive the appraisal contingency and do all these different things to get in these homes. Or you have clients that I had a property that I put on the market. I think I put it on the market at like 9:30 on a Saturday night. By that Monday, I had like 6 or 7 offers, cash offers. The offer that we went with was probably about 20,000, I think, over the asking price. Completely changed the the appraisal value of the homes around in the community. But it's just crazy, and this woman knew that the house wasn't going to appraise for what she requested, but she wanted the house that bad. So it's a great time. I would say it's a great time for sure for sellers. It's a great time for realtors, but at some point it has to come in full circle where things have to balance out, because it can't keep going this way. I don't know how we would. I don't know how we will survive, because even renters in my community that I live in right now, where I have my home, it's a townhome community, and there are several owners who are selling their townhomes and pretty much kind of kicking their renters out. So all of these people are coming to me saying, "Hey, we need a place. Can you help us find a place?" It's scarce even with rentals.
Wow.
It's insane right now. It's insane right now. So yeah, we're all in the same boat, but in different facets of real estate. So,
But it's also a great time for contractors and designers and builders, because people who are at home, who are tired of the same bathroom that they've had for 20 years, they have the money now because they have equity in their house. They have time now because they're home all day, and they want this stuff done. So the flip side is a lot of people are making investments in their personal home in hopes maybe to sell. And if they don't sell, they're able now to bring a real appraisal to the table, because now they've upgraded, their houses, and they can pull money out. And hopefully, if you're smart, you go and buy a piece of land, or you go and you buy another piece of property somewhere else where it's less desirable. Like I know Detroit, and there's places in, certain states that are really like trying to sell land for $20 or whatever. The government has land and buildings that are, abandoned. And so we know that, like Katie said, a lot of corporate people are pooling money together and buying up warehouses. But this is something that we need to do as a people, and especially women. We need to start pooling our money together and investing in property, and then allowing some of us who are contractors to come in with ideas and plans and build the community, and then invite Whole Foods and Trader Joe's and all these other places into the community that builds up the property value. So this is what I think that, the value of coming to conferences like the ones that we're putting together. We are going to be, in these rooms, coming up with ideas on how we can all break bread together. And this is what, I'm sorry to say it like this, but this is what they do. This is what they do all day long. So we just have to take each other and pick each other's brain, get in the room, and figure out how we could do this.
Absolutely. I agree with that. Go ahead, Sasha.
No, I just want to piggyback off of what Don is saying. It's completely, I totally agree, because this is what our conference is all about. We want to bring that information, education that will change a lot of people's situation. And education is knowledge. And a lot of people, I've seen it in the 2000s, and I'm seeing it now. People that were never into real estate, never knew about investing, they're jumping in. There's so many new investors that's trying to learn multifamily, fix and flips, and just to get into real estate. So they definitely want to be at the Real Ladies of Real Estate Conference so we can bring them the tea.
Yes. Yes, we have to bring them the tea, guys. And just in case you are just now tuning in, we are right now, who you see on the panel, we're the Real Ladies of Real Estate. In case you have not heard about us, you are learning about us this evening. It is our job and our desire and our passion to bring as many women and families aboard to this on this real estate train, because if you guys didn't already know it, that train is taking off. And we do not want to be left behind, honey. We have stopped. This is our station right here. We just stopped. We picking people up. And we're saying not only are we willing to bring you in on what is going on in the real estate industry right now, but we're also saying let's come and have a good time in Los Cabos, Mexico in November 3rd through November 8th. You guys do not want to miss it. And I have to say this, and I'm not trying to be facetious or rude, but most times we as Black people, we lag behind in almost every category when it comes to being in the know in terms of what's going on in the world around us. And this right here, real estate and housing, this is too major for us to get left behind in. This is something that can affect, we're talking about closing the Black wealth gap. We're talking about building generational wealth, where real estate plays a humongous part of that. It plays a big part in it. So if right now we have a lot of families that are renting and you're like, I can't figure out how to buy, we're going to help you figure out and learn how to acquire land. And as you know, Don and Sasha were saying, learn how to build. Like I was in St. Petersburg, which is where I'm from. And I picked my sister up now in the hood, okay? They are building tiny houses in the hood. I was so shocked. I was like, oh, it's so cute though. It was the cutest tiny house that I have actually seen, like physically, because I've seen them on TV, like HGTV, but it was really cute. And I'm like, people are becoming more creative and learning ways to sustain. You know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, who wouldn't want a 4,000 square foot house? But St. Pete land is limited. I mean, if you're going to build something, you have to knock something down to build something up. That's just, there's no more land. So this is their resolution now, is to build these tiny houses in whatever communities they can put them in. And so we want our people to be be knowledgeable of these trends and the things that we're doing, the way that the economy is moving right now. We have to be on board with that. Otherwise, it's going to be more transients and homeless people, whole families homeless. And I know that Katie had mentioned this before, and I believe Don just might have just alluded to this about how corporations are coming together and buying up these properties because they figure, hey, the dollar's going to speak. Nobody's going to ask any questions, even though sellers do have the right to choose who they want to buy their home. Most of the time it's the money that's talking. So these corporations, while we shopping and we going on trips and we, standing in lines, acquiring all of these material things, these people are buying whole neighborhoods, blocks. And they're not, and the thing is that they're not selling them back to us. They're saying, no, we're going to rent them to you. Then we control the renter's market. So we get to control rental rates. So this is not a good thing, people. This is not good. This is something that we need to really be cognizant. We need to be conscious of this stuff. Ingrid, I just saw you.
Yes. Do you guys remember when Mitt Romney ran for president? And do you remember him saying, you don't need to be a homeowner. There's nothing wrong with renting. Do you guys remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Evidently, a whole lot of people fell for it. And Coretta, see if you can back me up on this for what you're seeing in the market here in Orlando. There are so many new rental management companies that have come on board. These tenants, they're literally, if they have a problem, they're dialing a number and leaving a message. There's not that interpersonal anymore. These companies went back and bought all these houses during that time, the early 2000s, when the housing market fell. A lot of people were not thinking of buying. They just were not. And so now all these homes are belonging to these companies, these marketing. I'm so sorry, correct me right now. I'm so upset about it because we as a people need to be homeowners. That's the single largest purchase anybody can make. And it's something to pass along to the next generation if there's nothing. I closed on a house with a young lady about a month ago, and her mom put a post, and I didn't even know this. They never said anything. She said, "My family's breaking the generational curse."
Wow.
So I think she was the first person. Well, I closed with her uncle like a month before her. So they were the first two of their, the children and grandchildren to be homeowners after the parents. The parents were never homeowners. And, that's fantastic. I'm like, that is phenomenal. But I'm hoping one day that we don't have to hear that story that we're breaking a generational curse, that it's just automatic. We're going to be homeowners. We're going to buy property. We're going to, help, secure our future. And that's what it does. And these companies, they don't care. They bought those houses, I'm sure, back in the time when they were in Orlando, at least $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, and just bought a bunch of houses up. So we've got to do better as a people. And like I said, for myself, I try my best to help all of my customers get the best, programs out there, get access to people that, work with the best programs, but for myself, for my family, I want to start securing that, from the investment side myself. I enjoy helping people, but hey, I gotta, help myself too.
Yes.
And my family. I call after having our last meeting, I called my family, said, hey, we're going to do this.
Okay.
I want to say that I think that a lot of people that may be listening may say, yeah, it sounds easy. You guys are making it sound easy. Just go out and buy a house and we have to do this and we need it. Really, it may not be easy, but nothing good comes easy. So first thing we have to do is get in alignment with people who know what they're doing. Find someone who can help you and guide you in the right direction, because I know that it seems like, yes, you have to have your ducks in a row. Of course, you have to have tax returns. Of course, you have to have decent credit. Of course, you have to have some type of finances in the bank so that they can, know that you're going to pay your bills. But there are ways around a lot of things. I know that there's a low, maybe 2% or even 1% down sometimes. Sometimes you may have to borrow the money from your family. Sometimes you might have to team up with somebody who has good tax returns or may have good credit and allow them a percentage. Do a trust, do something, an LLC, so that maybe 2 or 3 of you own the property. But it is about finding people that are like-minded, that are willing to, team up with you and make that first buy. And then who knows, the 2 or 3 of you can buy another one and another one and another one until you have a portfolio of property, apartments, houses, whatever it is. But you have to start somewhere, and you may have to start with that person that can help you. So, I know there's a lot of other ways of going about it. The government has so many programs for first-time buyers. So we hope that, you come out to the conference, you sit, you get to do the question and answers, and, you get to pose your questions to one of us. And if we can't help you, I know that we have some sort of connection, 6 degrees of separation to someone who might be able to help you, or even someone who is in the room at the conference. Because this is not just for people who don't know. This is for people who are also in the real estate game that could come and bring more knowledge than maybe even we have to give. So this is what this is about. I think that, sometimes when you go to a conference, you go to learn from the people, and that's great. But it's also wonderful when you could come and partner in with the people who are trying to deliver the message.
Agree 100%. I agree 100%. Guys, listen, if you are still watching, make sure that you share this show on your newsfeed. Send it to your family, your friends. We need everyone to be tuned in and listening to what's being said here tonight, because on T-Shirts and Tea Tuesdays, we always say that sharing is caring. So while you getting all of this good, tantalizing, effervescent acumen, y'all need to spread a little bit on your timeline and on your news feeds for everyone else to see. And with that being said, I do want to direct my attention to Katia. Now, let me tell y'all something about Katia. Katia, y'all might not even realize this. She's 24 years old. When I tell you that this young lady has it, like this girl reads, okay? She might not even watch much TV. I don't think she watch a whole lot of TV. She is a reader and she learns. And not only does she read and learn, but she applies what she's learned, and she's very successful. She and her husband are doing really, really big things on their part. And when we talk about land and learning how to purchase and become, even if right now you're not thinking, I don't want to really be a homeowner, but you can still own property. You can still own land. And so for those of us who say, well, I'm receiving Section 8, my rent is paid for, I ain't got to worry about nothing. At some point, guys, this trend is going to change. Everyone is going to be touched and affected by this real estate industry, period. So where your rent might have been $1,200, I ain't gonna say $1,200 because that's not even that's like an efficiency nowadays, right? If you have you have 3 people in your family, you're looking at paying $2,300, $2,100, $1,800, $1,900 renting. That's now. Could you imagine 5-6 months from now that number doubling? I'm gonna go ahead and let Katie do.
Yeah, I mean that's the biggest thing, because it's so challenging with my peer group, because they're still in a time where they don't really care. They feel like a lot of things aren't affecting them just yet, and that they don't have to worry about something like this until they're in their 30s or the 40s or older. But what a lot of people don't understand, I tend to lean very like policy wise, thinking wise. I do a lot of research. I'm very libertarian, with a lot of conservative views. So I'm for very limited government, and because whenever the government puts their hands in something, it messes everything up. And what a lot of people don't understand is that everything is about choices and trade-offs, right? You want money, you want to have access to like free healthcare, which healthcare is a commodity, not a right. You want to have access to all these free housing, healthcare, certain things, and there's trade-offs to that choice. And with a lot of European and a lot of Asian countries have moved away from there being owners at all. You own something in those countries, you are rich, right?
Mm-hmm.
You are rich. No one owns it. In our just looking at information as we get ready for our travel to Greece, they have very select realtors. They have property management companies that connect their people within their country or foreigners, whoever wants to stay there, to rental properties. It's just rental markets. No one owns, and you are a big deal if you own a house, a car, anything. And over in those countries. And so a lot of people don't understand that about how our type of economy, a government that awards so many subsidies and grants to corporations, like I said, that's not allowed to fail. They're not allowed to fail, and that is a problem. And for example, I was reading this recent book. It's by Thomas Sowell, and it's called Basic Economics, and it pretty much talks about the government will subsidize or add grants to goods and production and good and manufacturing that they want to keep at a fixed rate. And this initially started in the mid 1900s, where sugar was initially 20 cents but there wasn't enough subsidies and incentives for farmers at that time to grow more sugarcane for other alternative uses. So basically, what the subsidies do is, in order to keep that sugar at a certain, they want to make sugar $1. They have to award a certain number of subsidies to that farmer to basically throw it away. So so it's the supply and demand thing. The demand is there, and they basically pay these subsidies. Exactly. So they pay these subsidies to farmers. So they're getting their money for their time. However, because they bought a certain number of pounds or tons, they're able to keep it at a fixed rate. And that's what, when you get into like government subsidies and things like that, there's a lot of things that we experience every single day that could be cheaper if the government didn't subsidize it, or if the government didn't have their hand in some type of part of it. And you know, when you start really looking at you know, it's so great. It's collectivism is great, especially when you talk about group economics and buying and investing and things like that. But we still live in a country where I'm allowed to just worry about me and my family and my generational wealth. I don't necessarily have to be on the train of giving up certain privileges just so everyone has access to a house that they don't own. They don't own this house. They're still renting, but you're giving people the security of, oh, you have a house, the government gave it to you. You have food, the government gave it to you. You're good. You're good to go. No, we don't live like that. So there is need to be a focus on owning homes, owning properties, as well as owning resources. You need to control the access to resources. So farming, all that kind of stuff like that. Like I don't want to go on a tangent or anything, but Michael and I are buying a farm when we get back from Greece. Because we're putting off buying a house to buy the farm, because we want to have the real estate, and we want to also be able to feed our family, you know, generationally, but also be able to take advantage of those types of commodities as well. Here in Florida, the biggest thing is like lavender, cotton, things like that. Like lavender brings in hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And you don't think of it, right? Indigo, the things that used to make blue dye, blue jeans, things like that. All of these different commodities. And there's just as many programs available. There are special programs available by the USDA that are tailored to socially disadvantaged individuals. So basically Black people, Native Americans, everyone that was pretty much stifled out of owning land and being able to actually accumulate that themselves. Preferential treatment of loans, no credit score requirements, no this, no that, just so they can push people that were socially disadvantaged into those fields. So that's the biggest thing. You need ownership. You need to control access to resources. And I think for the Black community, you actually have economic power and economic say and economic, you know, have the ability to tilt economics in your favor when you control resources. So that's what we need to be focusing on.
Love it. Miss Dawn, I see you back there. What's going on? What's going on in that head? I see it. The wheels turning.
Every time Katie speaks, I just keep thinking in my mind, I can't wait for Kamala Harris to become president so I could get my 20 acres and a mule.
Oh.
I want my 20 acres.
Man, that is so awesome. And you know how we were thinking about, actually my husband and I were speaking on that, because we actually have a farmer's license here in Florida. And we were talking, they send us newsletters all the time of like the different things that they're doing, the money that they're giving out, because they're really encouraging more farm families, you know, families become farmers. And so in order to help with that, they will pretty much finance your property for you, give you the equipment and everything else that you need to make that transition. And so I was saying to him, like, I really love the community that we're in. The only way that I would want to move away from this community is if we had farmland, like we had somewhere that we could go where we could grow our own. We have like our own tomato plants and stuff like that. I have a little mini garden, but I would love to be able to do something like that. So it's really cool when you talk to, you know, when we have so many women on this platform that have knowledge and wisdom in so many different areas. So my thing is, if I want to build, there are two people on this platform that I can come to and say, hey, can you help me, choose the right construction company? What is it that I should be looking for? What questions do I need to ask a contractor? What are the signs as to whether or not this, the contractor that I'm looking at is going to be reliable? Because one of the biggest things I found here in Florida is that you can sign a contract with a contractor and they don't show up to work, or they don't show up for like 2 weeks. And your house is just sitting and it's doing nothing, and they're just kind of off doing another project that's paying them more money.
Mm-hmm.
That's being done, right? And I think it's because that industry is there's such a demand now, for those contractors. And so I know that this is an area that Pink Heart is overcoming. Like, they're coming and they're setting a higher bar and a higher standard for the construction industry, as well as Dawn. I mean, Dawn is the same way. She'll let you know how she is. Like, I pay on time, I pay well, but I expect for work to be done, and I expect for it to be done in a certain way, right? And so I think that what we have going on here is so phenomenal, because we have like 5 women that are just rocking in their industry, right? You guys need to be in Los Cabos, Mexico in November. Listen, guys, let me tell you something. It will be the greatest and best investment that you've made so far this year.
So how do they do that? How do they go to Los Cabos, Mexico? And how do they join the Facebook group?
Let's see. Miss Donna, you ready to let the people know? I mean, Sasha, you ready to let the people know?
Sasha?
Oh, her thing is she's muted. Okay, there she is.
So they can go to the realladiesofrealestate.com. That's the realladiesofrealestate.com.
And then if you would like to join our group on Facebook, please go to the Real Ladies of Real Estate on Facebook, and you will find our page with our lovely faces. We are engaging and very interactive on the platform. So any information, any updates, we're going to make sure that we go through and use that platform to update everyone as to what's going on. I do believe that we are looking at setting up payment options as well. So if you don't have the money to pay all of it up front, you'll have a few months where you make payments over time to pay up, to pay off your trip. So guys, we're making it easy and convenient for you to do. Okay, we're making it easy and convenient for you to do. Let's see, is there anything else that you all would like to share in terms? Oh, let's do this. Can we all discuss like what each person's going to discuss and topics that we're going to discuss at the conference, so they have an idea?
I'll say for me, I'll be talking to everyone. As you all know, I'm a newer real estate agent. So I would like to talk to people who are interested in becoming realtors or interested in tapping into that market. I'll be talking to them about how to get started, what to do, what is expected. Another thing that I'm interested in talking about to people that a lot of you may not know, another industry that is still within the real estate realm is arbitrage, which is Airbnb without owning a property. So I would like to kind of tap into that, give people some insight on how to do that. And that's another way to bring some income and continue generational wealth. So that's what I would like to talk about.
I love it. I love it, Coretta. That's some tea too, honey. Okay. And let's see, Katie, can you let the people know what you'll be discussing at the conference?
Yes, so I will be discussing multifamily and how you can 100% finance your first multifamily acquisition or development using HUD and private funds or hybrids of both.
Good, very good. What about you, Miss Inger?
Well, I will be tapping mostly into people that want to purchase homes. Of course, we can have people that are sellers to get tips on what they can do to maximize the amount that they get for their property. But I would like to motivate people that feel like there are so many people in our community that feel like they can never buy a home. They
Mhm.
literally, I've had so many people contact me and just say, "Oh, I just want to rent." And my first question to them is, "Why? Why do you only want to rent?" It's
Mhm.
because we as a people will not necessarily be forthcoming about what's actually going on. They'd rather keep their pride. And for me, the pride is fixing your situation.
Mm.
So that's what I want to talk to people about, to let go of that pride that you feel. It's really a false pride, because isn't it more pride to fix a situation and overcome where you come from? So
Wow.
I can't tell you how many people I have, they were just going to let their house go into foreclosure. I actually had a guy, he used to do my yard, and I came outside to speak to him, and he was crying while he was working. And I
Wow.
stopped him. I was like, "What is going on? What's happening?" And come to find out, he was in trouble with
Wow.
his house. So rather than going into foreclosure, I immediately said, we're going to start fixing this today. And I says, we're going to slow this process down, and we're going to figure out a way. First, I need to see how far along to see if there's any way for you to salvage this house. If not, you're not going to walk away with nothing. So I want people to understand that there are options, there are programs, there are things out there to help you get where you are. And I partner with loan officers that will help people with their credit for free.
Wow.
They
That's
want,
awesome.
yeah, they want them to, of course, get their loan through them.
Mhm.
And I make sure and let them know that, please don't just take somebody's services and, let them
Yeah.
know what you plan. But I
Mhm.
have people that will work with them for free and tell them, you do this, and they'll do rapid rescore. But I just don't want people to just, if you want to rent and that's what you want to do, great. But if that's
Mhm.
not what your ultimate goal is, just understand you don't have to continue to rent if you don't want to.
Right.
That's all.
Right. Good, good, good. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. And Miss Dawn, can you let the people know what you're going to be discussing at the girlfriends conference?
Yes, darling. So, I think that, it's really, sometimes it's intimidating to hear all the knowledge that each one of the people on this panel are, bringing to the table. And I think
Mhm.
that sometimes people are confused, just like when maybe you decided that, I might want to go to college. What do I study? What do I, get my bachelor's in? What do I do? What part of real estate do I jump into? And some people do have a license. You have to have a license to sell real estate, to be a realtor. You have to have a brokerage if you want to be a broker. You have to have a contracting license if you want to be a contractor, or at least sell yourself as a contractor. I am a designer and I'm a project manager. I don't have a contracting license, but I show up on jobs and I hire subcontractors that are licensed in the field that they're licensed in. If they're electricians, if they're plumbers, they hold bonds, they hold licenses. And this is what I do. I hire entire crews wherever I am in the world that come in with their license, and I design and come up with these ideas. I work with architects and engineers, and I come up with these ideas of what I want this house to look like, whether or not it's a celebrity client, if it's a doctor, a lawyer, or even if it's one of the houses that I've invested in. I have an
Mhm.
eye. I can design a home. I could take a house that's pretty much worth nothing, give me a year and a half, and I could turn that thing into double or triple your money. But it really is about the consistency of showing up every day, making sure that your crew is on point, and making sure that you follow the plan of the architect in whatever design that you're trying to facilitate. The
Mhm.
other thing is to pay attention to the market. To pay attention to the market. Am I back in?
Yes.
Okay, good. Sorry about that. To pay attention to the market. If you are a private investor, to pay attention to the market. If you're looking for, hard money, to develop the property that perhaps you want to buy, all of these things are doable. So I
Right.
just really want to express to people that, allow yourself to manifest and to dream big and to know that every and anything is possible. I really believe in this. Like I'm passionate about the idea that I don't want people to look at this panel or to listen to what we're saying and think that this is not doable. Everything is doable. You can become a millionaire in this game very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. I agree with that 100%, 100%. And last but certainly not least is our visionary for the real ladies of real estate, honey, Miss Sasha. Can you let the people know what tea they're going to get, honey?
And so before I start that, we also going to have some guest speakers in Los Cabos. We will have a credit specialist that's going to talk about personal credit because, like Don said, we're the real ladies of real estate, but some people may not be there just yet, or they may have questions about their credit. I taught financial literacy for over 6 years. So it's important to start somewhere. And I agree with Don. They may look at us and say, oh, they make it look easy. No, you have to start somewhere. And I'm not going to tell my testimony tonight, but you have to come to the Real Ladies of Real Estate conference in Los Cabos. And I'll tell my testimony where I started with a 580 score into where I am now. So we'll have someone with personal credit, but also we're going to have someone to teach you how to purchase with your business credit and how to build your business credit. And then also a real estate attorney on the legal aspects. So I'm a licensed GC. I'm licensed and bonded for over $2 million per project. And I want to talk about what you should look for in a construction when you're hiring a contractor, the different things that you need to know. And I don't want them to confuse myself and Don. Don is a home designer and I'm a contractor. We may sound like we do the same things, but we both bring things to the table, and that's why we're here collaborating. And so I'm going to talk more on the construction side, how to get into construction, how to get into the trades, how to become licensed, things like that. What you should look for if you want to become licensed and bonded, if you want to become a female contractor. So that's the things I'll be talking about.
Yes, and listen, guys, she is so selling herself short on this platform because I'm telling you, she has, when I tell you, a lot of insight on, like she said, not only just from the construction standpoint, but she's also was a real estate agent for many, many years. In addition to the fact that, yeah, she can tell you how to get your credit on point, honey. And then if you need to know a little bit of something about flipping that house, fixing flips, she can school you on that too. So there will be no stone unturned at the Los Cabos, the Real Ladies of Real Estate Girlfriends Conference. You must be there, honey. I know y'all saw that beautiful water, all of that, just beautiful goodness, voluptuousness of I want to go and just have some fun. Y'all see that? I'm saying you have to be there, guys. And when I tell y'all, oh, look at that. Look at that. Come on. Who does not want to be there in November? This is going to be so phenomenal. I cannot wait. I can't. I'm super excited. Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. So beautiful. And guys, these are actually real pictures. Again, the Real Ladies of Real Estate is hosting our Girlfriends Conference at Los Cabos, Mexico, in collaboration with Life Lux Jazz. If you guys don't know about Life Lux Jazz, you definitely want to be paying attention. Visit their Facebook page as well as they are on Instagram and their website. This is their third year, Sasha? Fourth year? Yeah.
You're on mute, Sasha. You're on mute.
I'm sorry. This will be their fourth year. They didn't do they didn't have the jazz concert last year because of COVID, but yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, it's really nice. We have quite a few good entertainers. Do you remember the entertainers that they're going to have this year?
I know they'll have Marvin Sapp. I'm not sure the gospel artist, but I'm not sure of all the artists. But it's some really great artists that's on the lineup.
Mm-hmm. The spa treatment, golf. Dawn is the golf expert on here. She's ready. She working on her swing and all of that stuff.
Actually, when you were showing the pictures of the ocean, I was swimming. I was all in the water already. I was going.
Yes, let's go, y'all. Let's get it. Listen, we're gonna be spa, shopping, oh my gosh, exercise, yoga. They're gonna have so much to do. Coretta,
You're on mute, sis.
you're on mute too.
Sorry about that. I don't believe Katie got the opportunity to say what she's going to be talking about in Cabo. So
She did.
Oh, she did.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'll go back on mute.
It's okay.
I kept it short and sweet.
Ingrid, you're on mute. Let me see. Hold on.
That Coretta was awestruck with all of our beauty. These 6 beauty.
Yes.
Can I just
Oh,
clarify one thing?
yes.
Sasha is absolutely correct about the credit, and there's going to be people there. So I want to correct when I'm saying something about when people come to me. These lenders are not going to be your say-all, end-all for your entire credit journey. If you are in a situation where you just need more work than maybe a couple of months or anything, Sasha is absolutely right about that. I'm dealing with somebody that, people that, if you're almost there and it doesn't require you being in something 6 months to a year, whatever, they can kind of just guide you to just go ahead and get the process going. So I want to clarify that and not try to take away from anybody else's thunder in what they do, because that's not my forte. My forte is if you need some help to get it right then what you need. And also, talk to them about some builders that may have some programs if you want to build a house and you may not be quite ready, but by the time the house is ready, some builders do have programs where they'll help you too. So I wanted to clarify that.
Yes. So, for whether you are an expert or a veteran in the real estate industry and you're coming just to, kind of collaborate and network, or you're a beginner, somebody that's at the ground level, really don't know, you want to get into the real estate industry, but you don't know what level you would like to come in at, or you just don't even know where to start. As Dawn was saying, Los Cabos, Mexico is the perfect way, the perfect place to come to get started. You have the beginners all the way up to the veterans and all that's in between. We're covering everything. And so we really would like for you all to join us. Yes, Ms. Dawn?
I have these random thoughts that just run through my mind, so I have to say them when they come.
Right.
When you go away and you go to a conference and it's like all day, like 9 hours, you're gonna say, no. We're gonna do a hour here, hour there. Then you go and you swim. You go have some Mexican food. You go, Stella, go get your groove back if that's what you want to do. Then you come back to another conference.
Yes.
You come meet with us again. And then we go listen to music. You could golf, you could go and have some, tequila tastings, go by the kangaroo, whatever the hell you want to do. Go swim with the dolphins, but then come back. So make sure that you know that you could bring your friends, your kids, your mother, anybody who's never been to Mexico. It is beautiful. So I just want people to understand that this is one of those conferences that it's about really networking, having fun, listening to music. Get your passports ready now. Again,
yes.
Don't wait till the last minute, because everybody in every company is moving slowly. So you got to get your passports in line now. I don't know about the COVID shot stuff. So you got to look into all of that. Make sure that you're prepared. Buy your ticket now. Don't wait till later when the prices go up. So here, just, this is just, what do they say? Food for thought. So I just like to drop these little nuggets every now and then because I know how we are as a people. Sometimes we wait too late, and then we're like, "Oh my God, I should have bought the ticket in July when it was only $300 because now it's $700." So look, at least do your due diligence and look online and see how much is a round trip ticket right now.
Definitely with the passport, because we just got the kids' passports, and had we not went when we did, we are not. I paid for expedited. We're still not getting them back until mid-October.
Wow.
Because they're so backed up, and now that everything's open, people are like going. People are like traveling, and so they're backed up. So we will literally get our passports right before Cabo for the kids.
Oh my God. Inger, what did you do?
So what you guys may or may not have noticed was that every now and then I was looking down. So I was actually sending the link for the podcast. I sent it out to like 30 people, and I've already gotten responses. Send the information for me for the registration.
Oh, wow. Hey. Yes.
I am so excited.
Listen now, y'all, don't be disappointed. You're going to go on and register and you don't have those passports. Y'all just heard what Katie said. Get the passports now.
Yes.
Now. The other thing that I wanted to say too is that the resorts that they have lined up for us to stay in are not no itty bitty bubblegum community resorts. Okay, they are 5-star.
5-star.
5-star resort. Okay, so we didn't come to play. We came to play.
Nobody got time for that.
Yeah, exactly. We are doing it for real, and it's gonna be nice. We wanted to, and I really thank you so much, Sasha, for including us, bringing us all together to do this. It is we are so eternally grateful for this union and the friendship that we've bonded together and formed over planning these events. And I'm just so excited about the conference. I'm excited about getting to know people. Let me tell you, this conference grew. I want to say Diana said it grew from like 500 the first year to how many now, Don? I mean, Sasha, do you remember?
No,
Don?
it was 50 the first. It was 50 the first year, and it's probably over 500 now.
Wow. That's pretty big considering that they really only had 2 years.
But the good thing too about this is like 500 people it's still like, it's comfortable. Sometimes you go to places and there are 200,000 people or 10, 20, 30,000 people. It's not fun because you're constantly like worrying about, you already know what that looks like. 500 people, like-minded people who made this conscious decision to come together and have fun. That's, to me, it's the best. I love when it's like a very niche group of people.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. It is when you go and actually watch the videos of Life Lux Jazz, you see it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, the welcome reception is just phenomenal. I mean, I don't know if y'all saw that they had people out there dancing and food and stuff. It was just like, whoa. You're kind of thinking like, I'm ready to do this right now. And guys, we already have our passports, so I'm ready to go. In addition to the fact, we talked to Diana. Sasha, when was that? Like a couple weeks inquiring about COVID-19. Right now in Mexico, they don't have a requirement for us to be vaccinated. So they do. You have to submit to like getting the temperature checked and you getting tested and stuff like that. But there are no real restrictions in terms of having to be vaccinated. So really what it is that we need to make sure we have our passports, and you got those flight tickets, and you purchased your registration ticket.
But
That's
you do have to have your 3 days before, you have to have a negative testing, and they'll check that when you get there. So you definitely need to take that paperwork with you.
Yeah. And that's all we have to do, guys. I mean, I think that's pretty easy. And then in addition to the fact we have a few months out, so even if you get your passports, so you get the flight tickets now, and you pay on your registration tickets for Cabos, let's get it done. Let's start this now, so that you don't have anything to worry about. Once you get there, you can just focus on enjoying yourself, enjoying the environment and the amenities, and let's get it. Let's get it. So let's see. Is there anything else that you all wanted to say to leave the people with before we finish up the show tonight?
Adios.
I will say, these conferences that we're putting on, it's not always about what you know, it's who you know, because your net worth is your net worth. So most people don't understand that. A lot of people go to college and you don't realize it's
about networking.
It's about networking. Sororities, fraternities, that's all about networking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anybody else? I'm surprised Don don't have anything to say before we close.
I did, but you didn't hear me.
What did
you say, Don? Oh, she said adios.
Adios. Learn your Spanish. You got to learn your Spanish before you get there. Have the keywords ready. But in general, overall, just get the tickets. Let's go. We really are excited about just getting together and networking. I think that there's not much more to say except let's just meet up and have fun and get this knowledge. Yeah. Knowledge is power, and that's all we could say. I mean, at the end of the day, honestly, I think that we're going to be doing so many great conferences throughout the year that, we're going to build such a powerful network. And I'm excited to also, like I said, hear from other people who are coming that have more knowledge to give to us as well. That's what I like. I like being in a room where I learn from other people.
Yes. Yes. Surrounding ourselves by people that know more than we do is always advantageous, because none of us have arrived to the point where we can't learn anything. We are all open to learning. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to networking, meeting more women of like-mindedness. And like Dawn was saying, we are going to be touring for the upcoming year as well. So stay tuned for that and our different tour dates, guys. We are we're doing this, and we have a lot more things planned that we just haven't said anything about yet. But once we do, we're going to drop that in the Real Ladies of Real Estate Facebook group. So if you're not a part of our Facebook group, you want to make sure that you join, because that's where you're going to hear about all of the upcoming things that we have coming up for this coming year. Is there anything else, ladies? Katie, Inger, Coretta. Coretta really does. She really does. Okay. Coretta really is the one that she sit back and she listens. And you might not think that she's paying attention, but then she'll do stuff to let you know, like, I heard you. I got you. So I love that. And Katie is the same way. She sit there. You think that she's not engaged. Katie is listening to everything you said. Mm-hmm. And she opens her mouth to talk. When these two open their mouth to talk, it's like, wow. You're learning so much from them. So I really enjoy being a part of this crew. As Sasha said, we do have some guest speakers, phenomenal guest speakers that will be joining us in Cabos, Mexico. And so we want to make sure that we acknowledge them. We're acknowledging them tonight. You guys, if you haven't seen the flyer, everybody's on our flyer. And as I said, that is also in our group. And so if you have any questions in regards to the trip, or if you would like to get more information, please go to our website, therealladiesofrealestate.com. That is therealladiesofrealestate.com. We are so happy that you all have joined us this evening. If you have not already done so, please like and share our channel, our page, T-Shirts and Tea Tuesdays. Please visit the Real Ladies of Real Estate and join our page there on Facebook. And also, if you are on YouTube, like and share, and also subscribe to our channel so that you can get notifications when we go live. We want to thank you so much for tuning in with us tonight. And in the meantime, in between time, we'll see you next Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good night, everybody. Thank
Good
you.
night.
Thank you, ladies.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
I have a little bit more tea.